Okay, let's get in the holiday spirit. So I'm sort of in the mood just to compile all of my thoughts this year and make a list of my favorite watches as of the end of 2022. Now, this is not the list of the best divers or the best chronos that you see out there. This is what we'll call the Wristy Awards. A summary of my favorite watches, period. Now, of course, this is subjective, and I'll briefly put on screen the crunch score breakdowns of each watch. Feel free to pause it if you want to read that in detail, but let's start the awards at 250 and work our way up to 67,000. Hey guys, I'm Max and this is Watch Crunch. WatchCrunch.com is a free-to-use modern platform for talking watches, designed as an all-in-one pit stop for your daily watch fix. So come join the party. At the $250 level, the Risty Award goes to the new Orient Bambino. Orient took a few years to perfect the formula, but the new 38mm Bambino is about perfect. At this price, it's about what you leave out and what you keep in that makes or breaks the watch. And the Bambino 38 continues to refine that classic Calatrava style and now has the proportions to sit beautifully on the wrist. The Epson movement gets the job done, and most importantly, it gets you out of a quartz. Orient also has plenty of history, being founded in 1950, so we're not talking about a micro brand here. If you're looking for a dress watch on a budget, this is a no-brainer. At $500, the award goes to the Seiko 5 GMT. It might look like any SKX, but the reason this was one of the most popular watches of the year is all the little tweaks that Seiko made to this watch to make it a winner. First of all, we're getting a collar GMT movement in the 6R34. With that big red GMT hand, you can now track a couple of extra time zones utilizing the 24-hour bezel, which itself is lined with Hardlex crystal. The hour markers are now applied instead of printed, and even the bracelet got an upgrade with solid end links. Now, 42mm seems a bit daunting on paper, but thanks to a lug-to-lug of just 46, it looks right at home on my 6.5-inch wrist. Also, being from Seiko, you are automatically entered into a rabid fan base of enthusiasts. For $1,000, the winner of the Risty Awards is the Yunhan's Max Bill Automatic. It's hard to think of a watch that more defines a genre than the Max Bill. Designed by a legend from the original 1920s Bauhaus school. With the Max Bill Auto, you get into an ETA-based mechanical three-hander, and whether you choose steel or PVD, date or no date, you have a watch that represents the design language that informs so much of what's still around us today, from architecture to cars, from electronics to furniture. The ethos of form follows function makes this watch timeless. At $2,000, the Risty Award goes to the Longines Spirit. It's hard to believe that now we can get into the luxury tier with this price, but that's exactly what the Spirit feels like right out of the box. It's frankly astonishing to me how much Longines case finishing has improved. I say it's on par with Omega. The bracelet is also elegant and a pleasure to wear. I had the 37 with the sunburst blue dial, and all the small details like the applied markers, the diamond-shaped theme on the dial is just a feast for the eyes. Longines also has plenty of authority in the pilot's watch category, having supplied equipment to the likes of Howard Hughes, Amelia Earhart, and inside they even found a way to fit a COSC certified chronometer. This watch is the whole package. Whew, let's take a pause, and I just want to acknowledge that this channel has just crossed the 50,000 subscriber mark. Now, I don't like to focus too much on things like this, but it is a milestone for me, having made over 100 videos. So thank you for your support, your viewership, and just being awesome watch nerds coming with me on my watch journey. Okay, where were we? So at the $3,000 to $4,000 mark, the winner is the Tudor Black Bay 58. An oldie but goodie. The BB58 needs no introduction. 5 years after release, which is an eternity in the watch world. This is still the watch that I recommend to people just getting into the hobby as their first luxury diver. You just can't beat the combination of history, design, engineering, and value of Tudor. Now, whether you get the classic gilt dial, the sterling silver 925, or the murdered out ceramic, you're getting like 70 years of Rolex diver design language that traces back to the earliest dive watches. The case is impeccably finished. The in-house COSC certified MT5402 movement has 3 days of power without sacrificing any beat rate. This would just be a hell of a daily driver. Now, going up to the $4,000 to $5,000 mark, the award goes to the Grand Seiko GMT SPGM 221. So Grand Seiko prices have, gone up quite a bit, but you don't have to go far into their back catalog to find this gem. If it's high-end finishing you're looking for, nobody can make metal look like gemstones better than the Zaratsu Craftsman from the East. This dressy GMT has a minimalistic, creamy beige dial, upon which we find a heat blued GMT hand. And yes, that's a true GMT driven by a highly accurate 9S66 movement, boasting 3 days of power. The case comes in at a great 39mm, however, it's a tad thick at 14 and a little awkward at 19 between the lugs, but this is a classy piece you can actually wear every day. Things really heat up now at the $5,000 to $6,000 range, and the award here goes to the IWC Mark 20. This was a coin flip for me between the IWC and the Omega Aquaterra, but with the new release of the Mark 20, it just sealed the deal. It's hard to appreciate IWC just in pictures, but the level of precision in the hand is unrivaled. The Mark 20 has a number of small tweaks, like a tightened up lug to lug from 51 to 49, improved water resistance from 60 to 100, but the biggest upgrade has been hidden from view. The now in-house caliber 32111 extends the power reserve to an absurd 120 hours while still beating at 4 Hz. The IWC Mark series has the heritage, the unwavering design language, and the fit and finish to take this very competitive category. At the $6,000 to $7,000 mark, the award goes to the new Omega Speedmaster Professional. The Cartier Santos was a close second, but with the new coaxial Speedmaster, Omega finally got around to updating their legend. There is perhaps no better story in the game than NASA and the Speedy, and we all sort of held our collective breaths as Omega went about updating such an important watch. Luckily, they knocked it out of the park. Yes, they also upgraded the price quite a bit, but for that, you now get a new improved 3861 coaxial movement that is chronometer certified. It finally has hacking, and also it's just beautiful to look at if you get the display case back. The dial is now stepped, like vintage Speedies, and the new Jubilee style bracelet just makes this watch so much more wearable for smaller wrists. The Speedy will always be timeless, and I will always have one in my collection. Okay, so why not go even higher in price? We do have a ways to go to get into the truly hand-finished movements, but I feel like as we get closer to 10,000, value becomes harder to judge and the price kind of becomes dissociated from the product. So we'll wrap it up here. But if you guys have alternate choices for any of these price tiers, why not let me know on watchcrunch.com. I'll put a link in the pinned comments below. Merry Christmas. I'll see you in 2023.